This project has been carried out under Secure Software Engineering module. While doing the final year research project, I had to tackle with the Hadoop Big Data platform. While studying more about the Hadoop system, it was clear that it could not provide a secure data processing environment by itself. It requires for the organizations to implement additional layer of security to overcome these security drawbacks. This document contains 3 main chapters. In first chapter I have discussed about the domain and historical analysis of the Hadoop. This includes product overview, description, overview of findings, product assets, example attacks and vulnerability history. The assets of Hadoop vary from organization to organization according to different use cases. The data managed by Hadoop ecosystems can be identified as sensitive data. Following the secure architecture and proper authentication mechanisms while configuring Hadoop environment in an organization has been identified as a critical task through this paper. The MapReduce tasks performed by the Hadoop system depends on the processing applications used by the user/organization. These applications often developed by using Java and SQL by vendors. The vulnerabilities that could contains in these processing applications and the dependencies it uses could also affects for the security of the Hadoop cluster. The nodes of the cluster, data analytics platform, distributed file system and data processing application are some different attack routes of the big data platform. Hadoop security does not natively provide data-oriented access control, differential privacy, encryption for data at rest. In vulnerability history section I have discussed about 6 vulnerabilities. One of the most common attack on Hadoop is privilege escalation and data leakage. This compromise the confidentiality and integrity of the data, and a malicious actor could also compromise the availability of the system. Attacker could use the improper security restrictions imposed by the software used on Hadoop system to grant access to the nodes of the cluster and compromise the availability of the system. Chapter 2, you will be able to get an understanding of architecture overview, threat model and asset to threat model tracing of Hadoop system. Chapter 3 has been used to explain about the code analysis of the Hadoop system. I have mainly targeted 3 files for this. Namely the authentication filter, name node fsck and io-utils Java file. I have selected these files to highlight the vulnerabilities discussed in the previous section and targeted some of the core modules of the Hadoop system. When consider the overall Hadoop ecosystem, the analysis concludes that Hadoop system itself could not provide enough security. It requires for the organizations to use additional layer of security to protect their big data environment. Hadoop distributed processing capabilities provide a reliable environment for data processing and resilient for hardware failures.